Hey, it's your fellow Alopecia Princess, Jacqueline Hill Bennett. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Alopecia Princess Show. Okay, so in this video, I am going to give some highly requested advice, okay? This is a big one. How and when to tell your special friend that you're bald headed. Um, a friend of mine recently told me that she had been dating her boyfriend for sorry for 3 whole years and had never told him that she has alopecia or that she wears wigs. And now she's so nervous because she wants to tell him so bad. It's just gripping on her and she doesn't know when to do it. She actually said to me, and I'm sorry if you don't want me talking about this, okay? But I'm not naming names. She actually told me that it's just not something you talk about over dinner. And I'm like, so when should you talk about it? Should you talk about it over the phone? Should you talk about it in bed? I don't know. 3 years is a long time. By that time, I'm pretty sure that old boy has tried to touch your hair a couple of times, and you probably were like, please don't touch my hair, you know? So if he didn't have some inkling by now, I think he would be extremely aloof and probably not human, right? So I think that my friend is way overthinking this issue. Our alopecia is our alopecia. How we feel about our alopecia is extremely personal, and most people don't see alopecia the way that we see it. They think, oh, this person lost all their hair, they're really bald, and that's pretty sad because nobody wants to be bald. And that's as simple as it is. However, you could put your own spin on it, right? You could be like, yeah, I lost my hair, and yeah, it sucks, but you know what? I learned how to put wigs on that look great, and I'm sliding through life, okay? I'm coasting. I got this under control. I'm happy. Things could be way worse. It could just be that simple. And then all of a sudden, everyone around you is just like, oh, well, she seems to have it under control, so I don't need to feel bad for that girl over there with the alopecia, right? So we control the way people think about our situations. We control the room. Have you ever been in a room with someone who just made you so nervous? I mean, I'm not even talking about an alopecia person. I'm talking about any person. Like, I've been in rooms with people who made me so nervous. They're so high strung that they actually cause me to have trouble breathing, you know, or they're so nervous that they make me nervous. You can do that to a person by portraying your anxiety onto them. So you have to learn how to control your emotions so that other people don't feel them, all right? In another video, we'll do some acting classes because acting is the only way that you can truly convince people that everything is okay when deep down inside you know everything is not okay. But you could fool the people around you, and you could eventually fool yourself into thinking everything is okay. And guess what? Once you've fooled yourself into thinking that your life with alopecia is not that bad, it actually becomes not that bad. So you're in control. You control the room, you control your emotions, you control everything. Okay, so anyway, I made some notes. Where do we begin? The first thing to note when you're considering disclosing your alopecia status is that your alopecia status is not the worst status that you may have to disclose to a person, okay? It's not the worst status that a girl might have to tell her boyfriend, or that a guy might have to tell his girlfriend. You could be disclosing like herpes status, right? You could be disclosing like cancer status. You could be disclosing like HIV status. Now, those are some heavy statuses to reveal. But so you need to know that your alopecia is not as bad as you could make it out to be. All right. So don't approach the conversation as though you are going to tell someone that, you have HIV, because you don't have HIV. You have alopecia, right? So you're not going to be like, oh, there's something I want to talk to you about. Could you clear some time in your schedule, maybe next week, so that we can talk? Because it's something that's been sitting on my mind, and I just really want to tell you, I feel like we're getting closer. And okay, you're making this person really nervous, right? So don't do that. Don't do that. I'm going to give you some ways to do this. The first way, let's see, this most important, what is your approach? Yeah, I already said about approach. I tell people that I'm bald all the time, okay? I'm going to tell you how I go about doing it. I'm not a clown either. Being clowny, like trying to be that fun girl who's always like, oh my God, it's so funny. Look at me, I'm bald. Like, being that way could be detrimental to your femininity. You don't want to come off like you're a clown, right? Like, other people might be okay. Like, she's so funny. Jackie's so funny. She's always clowning around that she's wearing this big old wig, or she's coming in with a funny wig on today. You could be, don't be that boisterous about your alopecia status, okay? Be careful about being clowny. That's the first thing. But anyway, I tell people that I'm bald-headed all the time. And it's very easy for me to do it because of the way I live out my life. I wear different wigs every week. Every week I change my wig. Every time it's time for me, because I think I told you in a previous video that I wash my hair once a week. So after that wig is done for the week, after the 5th day, I wear it from Monday through Friday. So Friday, I take it off and I put it aside because Saturday I'm going to spend some time washing it. And then by Monday, I'm wearing a different wig. So my wig could be curly next Monday. It could be short next Monday. It could be light brown next Sunday. It could have bangs next Sunday. It could be any different look. So at that point, everyone already knows that I'm wearing wigs. So it's no big deal. It's just like, oh yeah, that girl probably wears wigs. And you know what? I'm so good at keeping my wigs looking good that it's not an embarrassing thing to talk about. It's not like, oh, she's wearing this big old mop on her head and she keeps changing it. So weird, It's like, yeah, her hair always looks good. She keeps her wigs tight, That's kind of the way I want people to perceive it. By the way, I do plan on working on this wig a little bit more. Maybe I'll do that on screen. But I digress again, right? Okay, so anyway, so it's very easy for people to assume that I'm wearing a wig. They're right. I am wearing a wig. Sometimes they even ask, like, you wear wigs? Where do you get your wigs done? Who styles them for you? And I'll just be like, oh, I do it myself. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes they'll get really nosy and they'll ask, oh, well, what do you look like? Do you have any hair at all? And I'll tell them, no big deal, because it's no big deal, right? That's at least that's what I'm trying to express to them, that it's no big deal. There are days in my world where my alopecia is a huge deal and it's the worst thing in the world, but I'm not gonna let these people think that, okay? Because I don't want anybody pitying the kid, all right? Next, okay, so that's how I do it, but I do realize that a lot of you are not as, how can we go, adventurous as I am. Some of you just wear the same wig all the time, and you really just want to pretend this is my hair. This is my hair. For you guys, I want you all to start just assuming that everyone knows, okay? First of all, by wearing the same wig all the time, you're taking all the fun out of your alopecia, okay? There's very few things that are fun about having alopecia. The most fun thing about having alopecia is that you get to wear wigs. So if you're not like changing your hairstyle and being adventurous and playing dress up all the time, then you kind of took the fun out of it. But I'm not here to judge you. If that's the way you want to do things, go ahead and do it. But my advice to you guys is to assume that everyone already knows, okay? So that when you're ready to tell someone, you could just be like, oh yeah, yeah, I thought you knew. I come in here every day with a wig on. I thought everybody just knew that. But thank you for noticing that my hair looked nice or whatever. I don't know. But what I like to do is I like to sneak my alopecia into conversations. If someone like is really acting aloof, because in my mind they're acting. If you've known me for a couple weeks, a couple months, and we've been in each other's faces several times, it's my assumption that you already know that I'm wearing a wig. Because, I mean, like, look at this wig. This wig needs work. I just said that, right? I need to pluck some hairs. I need to do some work to it. I haven't done it yet, and there are times when I haven't gotten around to do that and I'm walking around wearing the wig. If you're gonna pretend that you don't know, all right, fine. Let's play this game together, okay? So I'll just be like, let's say you're sitting at dinner with your boyfriend, and he's like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? You could lie, right? Here's a good lie to tell someone, and don't feel bad, but these are little white lies. They're harmless. They're not gonna hurt anyone. Okay, so you could just be like, oh yeah, well, yesterday I went shopping and I picked up this beautiful wig, and Saturday I have an appointment. This girl is gonna come style it, and I'm so excited because I've seen this girl's work on Twitter, on Facebook or whatever, and she does fantastic work, and I'm so excited to get my hair done by this girl. And he'll say, oh, that's exciting, maybe. Or he'll be like, oh, girl, you don't need no wig, right? And you'll be like, but I'm wearing a wig, right? Or he'll just be like, cool, and he'll walk and you'll never see him again. But you know what? Give him the option. Give them the option. Don't stick around with men who are afraid to deal with bald-headed women. And you need to learn that early before you fall in love with them, before you catch real feelings. You want to make sure that they know the real you so that they can make a sound decision about whether or not they want to hang around, okay? So this girl, she's my friend, she had been dating her boyfriend for 3 years, and she's really nervous. Okay, so now she believes in her heart that he doesn't know anything about her wig. So what she needs to do is she should have some glamour shots, some bald glamour shots in her phone at the ready. So when she is having that conversation, she could just be like, well, this is what I actually look like with no hair on. Make sure they're very glamorous. Make sure they look amazing. I didn't have any in my phone. I mean, come on, I've been married for 100 years, right? And everyone knows I have no hair. So I don't feel the need to have them in my phone. So just for the purpose of this video, I downloaded a few from YouTube. And I don't even think you can see it. But anyway, because it's too bright. Can you see? Not really. Anyway, so just have a few bald-headed glamour shots in your phone. Not that one. That's a baby. That's my best friend's baby. This is a good one. You can see this one. Have a few bald-headed glamour shots in your phone so that you can, so that you could just show a person what you look like. You might not even have to say a single word. You could just be like, okay, so I'm nervous. There's something I'm nervous about. This is what my friend could do. There's something I've been meaning to tell you, and I haven't told you for 3 years, and I want to apologize ahead of time for, never talking about this. But I have something called alopecia. Alopecia literally is just hair loss. I'm not sick. I have nothing wrong with me, but my body does not grow hair. Okay? So this is what I look like. And then you could just go ahead and show the pictures. Or you could say nothing at all. You could be like, all right, so this is what I want to tell you. I just wanted to show you something. See that girl? That's me. And they'll be like, you're bald? And you'll be like, yeah. That's what I look like when I take this thing off at night. And I take it off every single night. And they could do one of two things. They could be like, wow, don't worry about that, baby. I kind of knew. They might actually say I kind of knew that already. I figured you didn't have hair when I noticed that you don't have eyebrows and that you don't have eyelashes. They could say that, or they could just be like, it's no big deal. Or they could just walk. They could just walk and you'll never see them again. Whatever. Let them live their lives, right? but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. In my experience, once a guy likes you, he kind of hangs around because he likes you. That's about it. That's all the advice I have today on the topic. Let me know if you'd like to hear more. I'll dream up some new ideas of how to tell people that you're bald-headed, and I'll share them with you, okay? Let's talk again real soon. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. All I want to do is help you guys. I live to help you guys. I exist to help my alopecia princesses to feel like life is great, because life is great. We just have to own it. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.